Well, hey guys, welcome back. This is Thorzax, and what I'm doing tonight, by the way, I wish you guys a good evening. What I'm doing tonight, I had a lot of fun out there with that bulldog. I mean, that was a really nice little shooter. Some of those loads were really stiff. I was kind of loading up to the top end, for personal defense and that sort of thing. Thing is, though, is that I've got 1,000 of these Keith type bullets that I've casted. And so what I've done is what I want to do is make a ladder load, for these Keith type bullets. So what I've started out with is this is 6.4, and then I'm going to go to 6.6, and then I'm going to go to 6.9. Now 6.9 is the top load. And I'll tell you what, while I was out there the other day, I'll tell you what, that little bulldog, it speaks with authority. I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed in the video or not, but when I was shooting that thing, nobody else was shooting. They were all watching that thing. Every one of them, all the way up and down the line, they were watching that thing. And even the guy next to me, he stopped shooting, and after the video was over and I was wrapping everything up, I'm getting things packed up. I talked to him a little bit, and he told me, he says, I'd go to shoot and you'd set that thing off, and it was like it's jarring my teeth loose. So I'll tell you what, the little 44 special, it's not little. It's definitely not little. It sure packs a punch, and you're not getting Magnum, performance out of it, like 1,200 or 1,300 or 1,400 feet per second. But you don't need that, Anyway, like I said, I had a lot of fun out there, shooting it, and what I want to do is work up some loads here just for casual shooting. But I want to make an accurate load for the pistol. So when I go out there, I can have something. This is my go-to pet load, and so I'm kind of developing that right now for the bulldog. I'm really glad I got that little gun. It wasn't really expensive. It's not flashy or anything. Matter of fact, it's kind of ugly, but it's kind of ugly in a cool way, if you know what I mean. I'll tell you what, though, it definitely packs some punch. I really appreciate, you guys watch my videos. That means a lot to me. I'm still learning on this whole thing, the learning curve about how to edit and, how to do all that stuff. So, a lot of my videos are real time, like a reality show. So there you go. Like I said, today we've got, some storm weather coming in. At least that's what the news said. We're getting some rain. They said there was going to be some high winds and stuff, but you can't always go off of the news. They'll stand there in FEMA hats, with all their parkas and foul weather gear and everything. And, people will be walking by them on the sidewalk, give them a strange look like, what's this all about, Well, as you can see, we're getting some rain. And the winds are kicking up. As you can tell by my velometer here, my velometer is reading 7 miles an hour. Sensationalism, man. It's something that we deal with our news media. It's not just the weather. It's also, things that happen in the news. You can't really trust what the news is saying. They're just out to sell, whatever, keep their sponsorship and their advertisements going. It makes you wonder, whenever you see the end of the news, and they, like King 5 Television or something like that, they'll always put in the bottom there an entertainment company. So, they can actually fall back on that and say, well, this is entertainment, Well, you mean to tell me it's not the truth? This is all about entertainment? So, anyway, it's one of my pet peeves about the news. So anyway, I'm going to keep on trucking on here. I'm going to go ahead and develop these ladder loads here. Like I said, I'm going to start off with 6.4. These are 6.8. and then we're going to go to 6.9 with unique, and see how that works. I'll go out and I'll shoot these, and I'll bring the camera along and bring all you guys along with, and we'll go ahead and we'll do the 15-yard thing again. I was really impressed with the 262 grain bullet. It performed really well with the blue dot load, but it wasn't burning up all the blue dot. And another thing that I wanted to go ahead and kind of cross over to, the 262 grain bullet. I got a little explanation. My Star Lubricizer, when I ordered it, I ordered all the dies for it, the 45, 38, 9 millimeter, whatever. And when they got down to, do you need anything else? And I said, yeah, I need one for 44. The gal asked me, 430, is that okay? I said, yeah, that'll be all right. So she went ahead and, put the order in, and when it got back. But 430 on these bullets, and also those, I've noticed on the Charter Arms and my Ruger, they fit the chamber mouth exactly. I mean, you can just push them in with your finger. They'll just slide right in there. So those chamber mouths are right at 430. So what I did is I called Star, and I, Magma Engineering, and I told them, I said, hey, I need a 431 diameter die. So they've got one, sent it to me, and then I'll have to plug all the holes in it and all that stuff, and then, install it in my rig out there and get going on it. But I'm going to start sizing all my bullets to 431 and see if that improves accuracy a bit. So that's another thing that we're going to go over with the, the versatile and capable 44 special. We'll actually, start messing around with a little bullet diameter size. So anyway, this is Thorzax. Just want to make a real quick video. The evening's coming in. Like I said, up here in the Pacific Northwest, we've got some crappy weather out there, but I haven't really seen the huge storm blowing yet. I went down and got a bunch of gas for my generator, and so here we are. We're waiting for things to happen. We do get high winds here. I mean, in excess of 100 miles an hour. But the news is always the last to know about that. We actually had a storm in 1978 that, blew so hard that it broke the Hood Canal Bridge. We have a bridge. It's a floating bridge that goes across the Hood Canal. It broke in half, and part of it floated away and it sank. What does that tell you about Washington State, transportation? It makes you wonder, you pay all those tolls and everything like that, and they're supposed to be maintaining the bridge, but, your bridge sank. And the same thing happened on the Washington Lake, the I-90 bridge. That one sank too. So, I have a lot of faith in our state, doing the maintenance on any of these bridges. Yeah. So anyway, this is Thorzax. I'm going to go ahead and sign out. You guys have a good evening, and we'll catch you later. I'll get this uploaded.